Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to Coding Academy. Now we are going to start the lesson 9, and this lesson 9 will be talking about the forms of HTML element. The form of HTML element. Now, when I say form, maybe somehow it is not understandable very well, but it is the element that is called the form, how it is used, and the combination of the other element that will be placed inside that form. It is so simple, it is very useful and very crucial to be helping you to write your website, to make your website look very well with everything that is very important. Within website, we find there you have some vomit some information, you have to create something. You can send a message. How will you send a message when when we don't have that element that sends a message? So I'm going to talk about it step by step without any problem. So come here on your VS Code Studio. See, I have just opened this simple folder that I used before. If you didn't check out my past videos, I encourage you to go and check it so that you know something that is basic for coding, and you continue with this crucial course that we're going to see somehow very shortly complicated course on HTML. We have passed on the lesson 8. Now we are going to lesson 9. So come, just enter, and then you can see our full VS Code Studio, and I recommend you to search for this extension, which is called the live server. And if you don't have it, there is nothing that can use to display information on your browser. So you come here again on our file like that, and then you create another file which is called the reason 09.html, which talks about the form, and then shift exclamation mark. When you see a meta abbreviation, just click into, and you will see the base of this simple HTML. So come here, and by first you will write, for example, I want my document to be called the form like that. Control S to save. And when you want to open it with live server, you come by right click and open it with live server. And when you open with live server, you can see nothing is displayed there. We are going to add something simple and say our header to saying user registration form. For example, user registration form like that. Control S to say to save. You can see now header 2 is displayed. So when we come to the form element, we just, let's say we want to create the here something that will be, which is a comment that will be used to tell the user, or to for you when you are studying about it, to see it how it is useful. And we say here the form began, and you enter the form like that, and our form will have the action of what, of just submitting. Control Z like that, come back and shift that forward slash. For example, you say submit, and we say by the method of just posting like that. Control S, And when you finally finish that, you have seen that the form is just the combination of many things. You can use inside it a field set, saying that I want the field set to be like that. The field set, it is an element that normally used by the forms and form, and it have its box that is even that even appears on the browser, the website, which is like the box where other information is included. It have the header, which is called region. You can even give it header 3 and the write in full for this fill this form, fill this form like that. Sorry. And Control S to save, and when you open you can see that legend is like a box, and that the fill in the this field set is like a box, and the legend act as its header, which is that field is form. So when you finish that, you can come here and inside it you put there label for example name, you can see, and you put the user that you want a full name like that, and you press enter. And when you have finished that, you can see something have disappeared on this form, and say my input type will be text and my ID will be name, like that. The input must have the type and ID with the name. You can call it, let's name it the username like that. And then we put here something that is important, which is the placeholder, and say that you can enter your name like that, and it must be of course required, you can see. And when you finish that, you can see our form is very well prepared. You put full name here, enter your name, please fill this form. You see that an input is an inline element, so if you want it to be the separate block, you can make that text that is called full name to be block. So to make it block, you come here and give this name Control X, Control Z like that, Control Z again, and you copy this full name, Control X, and you give it paragraph saying Control V, no, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z like that, and Control C, no, Control X, create the paragraph here. You want the paragraph, Control V, Control S to save, and you can see you must enter there your name. Please fill out this form. The full name is the separate above, telling you that this is the paragraph, which is the block element. If this is a block element, there is nothing that can go beside it like here. So again, we came to creating an input for email. So creating an input for email, you come here and create another label for email like that. and you give the paragraph like this, and you put there caps lock email, you can see, and there you put an input there which must be email. It must have an ID which is name. No, it must be email. And you give it a name that is user email like that, and then you put there a placeholder user placeholder which is called enter your email, and then you say that it must be required like that. Can you see something? And again, you can see that we have made our user registration form to fulfill the name, email, and you have seen that we use the ID name must equal to the for user for name for email, and ID must be for email, and the name username can come here and put there a slash like that. Control S to save. Name also is very important. Placeholder, it is that simple that we see in this box that is saying you must enter your email or your name or your email, and it is required. That is the box that is displayed there. When you don't fulfill anything and you hover over this box, you see they are telling you please fill out this field. Again, you can come here and you label for password. Again, label for password like that, and we put there the paragraph saying it's want password, and you put something there that is like that. Can see now we are going to create an input for the password, and you come here and you put an input for password with the ID for password name must be user password world, and then you end it with a requirement that it must be required. Control S to save, and you can see our password is there, and you want to put there a placeholder and say our placeholder will tell the user to put their password like that. Control S to save, and you can see that we must put there the password. It is the element that is present inside the form. The form is followed by the field set, and inside the field set we begin with the legend, which is the header. This is like the header of this form, and then you put each and everything that is very useful. So for example, we want that person will choose the gender. So if we want him to choose the gender, we can come here below and say we want to use, let me make it, we want to choose by radio buttons like that, and then you come here inside the text, inside this HTML, and decode this paragraph and say I want to even know the gender of this person. And you come here again, you create an input. This input type must be radio with an ID telling you whether is a male, like that, or let's make it lower, lower letters, and come with the name of naming it and call it gender, like that, and give it value to be a male, like that. So, and then below it you put there your label for male, like that, and then you put inside there a male, saying that we must label for male, like that. Control S to save. And when you see things like this, you can see something now is going on, that can are you a male or are you not a male? A male. Yes, you can see you must label for male, and you can see that you cannot uncheck when you say that you are male. Yes, it is very crucial, it is very useful. I'm teaching you all reality of the form, and you see now we are going to create another thing that we want someone to be a female. Control C to copy, then Control V to paste it, and you put here that it must be the female, like that. Control S to save, and inside this we can put here female, like that. Control S to save and see whether there is something that it has changed. We have male, and here to separate it from another one we can use the simple input label for radio female gender male. Value must be here female, male, and the gender, the value must be female. Yes, and I hope female. This is the female also. Control S to save, and when you come here you can put a tag. It is an avoid element that is used by HTML to separate or made one of the text to be the block, not being block, but to give the space another, which is called the beer, which is line break. This must be broken so that it ends there and another start, but below it, when you put there beer, you can see now something have changed. You have male at the top and female at the bottom, and when you come here you can control and put the other beer here. Control S to save. You can see again male. We can say other here, let's say other, label for other, and when came here ID male, you say other, and inside the value you can say that we want other kind of sex if they are there. Okay, identity supporting by gender. I don't know where the thing comes from. We must have only this male and the female, but I don't know where other comes from and the importance of it. So now we are going to see the checkboxes, the importance of the checkboxes, where someone will choose something that he interests from. It is something that someone can interest from. What is the thing that that person will interest from, or what do that person will love or will like to do. So simply without the hesitation, you come again inside there's a field set and we create another paragraph that is saying we want this person to know interests. Caps lock to say the interest is something that this person loves, and you came here, you put here, it's me, I put here something that person interests from. English is somehow complicated in writing. Interests like that. Control S to save, and you can see below interest there is nothing, and now we are going to check to do something that this person like. We create an input, and this input must be checkbox, you can see, and by checkbox this person has an ID. For example, he loves coding. Name also must be interest like that, and even value must be coding again, ID and the value must be the same, coding. And when you label for coding for example, and then you put here inside the label, and you put there coding like that. Can you see? And you come there, you see this checkbox that is saying that this person loves coding. And when you see here I am not male, you see that is moving from one part to another. It is working very well. Coding, you can see, you check on one among other. So you come again inside the field set, you can even copy this, Control C to copy, and you put here pair for separation, line break, and you put here, for example, music. Here you put also music, and inside the above coding you replace it by music, and here also coding you replace it by music. Control S to save, and you can see another interest is formed, and again you can create another one. You create a line break like this, so to create the space between those two things, and Control V, you can come to paste that copied statement, and you come here, put here dancing, for example, dancing, like that. And you come here, change this to dancing, dancing. You come here to coding again, you put there dancing, and here again you put here dancing, like that. Control S to save, and you can see things are working each other. You can choose all, or you can choose only two, or only one, like that. So we are going also to use inside a text, we are going to use there a simple drop down menu that is a very I will talk even it to I will talk it even later when we'll be studying about the navigation bar that you'll see at the top of the website. You see something that is menu that is containing the search button. You see like this, it is for this browser, which is Edge, Microsoft Edge. This kind of thing that you see this above is the menu, and this is the menu above. So I'm going also to use the options to choose from, or to select from, that is to say a drop down that is used for only selection. I come here and I comment here and say I'm going to use drop down like this, and then I will tell someone to select one or option, like this option. So you come here and you label for country, like that, and I put inside here, for example, a simple paragraph saying choose your country, like that. And when you see, I have already created something that the title of the action that the person will do when he reaches here, and I'm going to create the option to select from. You come here on the select, it must have an ID and a name. A name will be, for example, user country, like that. ID must be the country, like that. Country, like that. And when I finish the selecting, I just press enter to put there inside something. I must put there the option that is there, and I made this value, escape it, and just write inside here select, you can see. And now I have finished the first part. Control S to save. You can see they are telling us something that we must select from, but it is nothing that ever there. So I'm going to add something inside the select. So to add something inside the select from this option, I come here, you see, select must have the name, which is the username. ID must be the country. You must label for choose the country. ID select ID with the country. And now I'm going to put there different option to choose from. Come here and say I want another option, and they say the value must be Rwanda, and here I will put here Rwanda, and again I can copy it, Control C, no, Control C or Control V, Kenya, caps lock Kenya, and here you will change the country also, and another one will be Burundi, our friends in Burundi. I hope you are doing very well. This is the coding for you, Burundi, and put here Burundi, and again I will put here Uganda, one of the best, they call it the Eden of Africa, because it is one of the countries that have high agriculture level because of its productivity and how they work very well. Value Uganda, I can see they are changed this word to Burundi, not Burundi, like that. And now I will say Uganda again, Uganda, Control S to save, and you can see now I have already created this option, and when I click like that, I see the option to choose from, and I get Uganda. You see there are many things that I must choose from. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about is the text area, that for example you wanted to send also the text, you wanted to send an SMS to someone. Inside this form you will come here again, inside the form, inside the field set, and they say I want to label for message that you want to give someone, and we give the paragraph inside here, which is your message. Hope you can see. And I'm going to create the text area where you will put your message. You will come here and put the text area with a night of a message like that. The name must be for user message like that, and inside the text area I must have the number of rows and columns, horizontal rows and the vertical columns. I want rows to be, for example, 4, and columns to be 40, like that. When I finally did that, you can see our the text area is big, and you see our font is somehow not working very well. And let me just use the placeholder and say placeholder must be your message type, or type your message here, and you can see that the word exists there, and when you click it there and write something, the word go that is the placeholder, and we have seen that is here. This is the placeholder, this inside the word that you are seeing there, and this is the placeholder text, and this is the placeholder text. So these simple boxes that we put the information inside there, we have to press there the placeholder, and we write some word that triggers someone to do something. So again, you see we have finished this part, and again there is something that you can do. You can increase the lows to be, for example, 10, 10 like that, and you can see lows, horizontal, vertical lows. Now you can see, and the horizontal column must be 40. And if we want to change the style, for example, style font family must be at least, for example, Arial, vertical sans serif. When we do that, you see that our placeholder, its text have changed from that modern space that we have seen. And if I'm writing something, the text is not behaving the same manner, you can change the style. It must be either for external style or internal style. There is no problem. So by the end, we will be talking about the sublimation and the reset buttons. What is the importance of those buttons? You come here below this text area, you can see here they are telling us CSS inline style should not be used. Not to be CSS inline style should not be used. Move style to an external style CSS file, and I have talked about it in the latest videos, where we connected the external files to this HTML file while connecting JavaScript and the CSS, which is cascading style sheet, and it is very useful in shaping and giving the color each element that is existent on our browser. So you come by text area and you make the button, and inside the button you type submit. the the button also have their type, and this button must be called submit, like that. And another type of button inside this form must be type of reset. Hope you have checked the video when I was talking about styling the button. You will find that it is very useful. Reset. You will see the video on this channel, and you can see I have already created the button there, and I want them to go there. What thing that I will use nothing other than just coming below this text area and say here is the line break, which is BR like that, which is black, and it must be looking like this. You see, this is the full registration form that is used, whether you have applied for in university, whether you have been putting something inside another website or signing up. This is a very useful part that you must know. As you can see, it is full. This that outline that you see, it is a full field set, and this is the header for which is called the region, and inside the region there is header 2. I have put their form. There is no other complex thing that we see. If you want to change the style of the thing that you see inside this field set, you can come and create, use inline style, and they say, for example, inside this field set style, I want the font family to be Arial, a vertical sans serif, and you can see all thing is changed from the top to the bottom. And I will say everything about the style when we start to study the style, from the complex style to easiest style. So continue to have a good time. This is the reason about the form, and I will continue to talk about each and everything in the coming days. Don't hesitate, this is the reason that is created for you. Shout out to them that facilitated me to prepare this course, and I wish you could have already made the subscribe and like, share, and don't forget to comment, because it will help us to know the problem that you meet with this lesson. And every file that contains this lesson will be uploaded on the online, and you will use it to get your own stunning website. Don't hesitate, this is the time for you. So keep being well, may God keep protecting you. Good times.